Hi Isha, how are you doing today?
Hello, ma'am. I'm good. What
You're
about
doing good. Same here. I'm doing absolutely fine. So today we are here for the conversation on the topic that kids these days are not the same as they used to be before a few years, right? So this is the topic. Whatever comes to your mind by listening to this topic, you can express your views. Do you even agree with this or you don't agree with this? Just give me a brief input of yours.
yes, ma'am? So I would like to say that I'm totally agree with this. That yeah, kids are changing. Kids has changed their mentality, their perspective because they have so many resources to them. So many things has changed in our environment, like our parents' schedule and our education system, our society, the people from whom we are getting influence, so
Mm-hmm.
everything has changed. That's why, because before some time I used to do something else, and now the from that which age I came in this age, the kids are doing something really different things.
Right.
Like, so I have some points like why kids are changing their
Mm-hmm.
behavior, whatever they are making some motives for doing for the nation and everything. So first of all, I would like to say that the busyness of parents, because both of the parents are job persons. So that is the one thing. Like they are not able to give the sacraments and soft skills to the child.
Right.
So that is the one thing. And now education system also has changed. And in the negative perspective, because we can't see the good change in our surroundings, so we can say that everything has changed in the negative. And the
Right.
other thing is society and the from the people they are getting influence is also they are making ideas to the influencers.
Mm-hmm.
Whomever they are calling that these are my ideas, they are just influencers, not the actual ideas, because in this age they are prioritize the money, name and fame. So
Right.
whoever is becoming the uh, having the name, fame and money,
Mm-hmm.
they are thinking like we have to be like this in the future. So that is
Right.
the big thing. And YouTube and social media is also playing a very big role in this. So these
Right.
are my perspectives.
Great. All right. So you've elaborated it quite well, and I totally agree with all the things that you have mentioned. But still, I would like you to choose one major reason that has, the most impact on the children. Like out of all the reasons that you have mentioned, that parents have got busy, social media is there, they're setting wrong influencers, wrong ideals, basically, right? So, what do you think is the most uh, major reason behind this huge change? Because it's very quick, as I'm able to observe in the kids or in the children around me. The change is becoming quick. Like, of course, there are changes in me and my parents and my grandparents, but I think there is not very big difference between my grandparents and my parents, but there is slightly huge difference between my parents and me, and I think the next generation is going to be even ahead of its time, right? So the
Yes,
changes
ma'am.
are becoming more rapid. So what do you think is the one most important reason? This
Ma'am,
is the
I
cause of
think that
everything. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. So I think that everyone wants to be motivated, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to be successful. For that, they need some motivation. And now we can see that on YouTube and other social media platforms, we have so many motivators,
Right.
but some of them are influencers. So we can't
Mm-hmm.
predict, we can't differentiate that who is correct and who is not correct for us. And because the situations are different, so not everyone is talking practical,
Mm-hmm.
but one line has told by someone, and then all the people are following that thing. But they are not thinking that in this situation which I am facing, this situation is eligible for that line. Uh, should I you apply that line, apply that code or anything in my case or not? The people who are getting influenced by anyone. they can't differentiate. So we need to create some source and resources that this is the thing, these are the things you can uh, we need to give that much sense and that
Hmm.
much what we can say, I'm
Understanding to
sorry,
them.
but understanding to them that you they can think by themselves.
Right.
So that is
Okay. Yeah. Because basically you are saying that there are so many people telling us to do different things and we are not able to figure out what to do. So we are randomly choosing anyone to follow. And that's what is the
yes,
major reason behind this change in kids. That's what you're saying, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. People also say that there is a lot of generation gap. How much do you agree with this term generation gap? Is this really a generation gap which has caused the change in the thoughts? Or is it just that we have got, we have got loaded by information due to the use of social media that has caused this gap? What do you think about this?
And I think we can say that social media is the biggest reason for that because generation gap has come, but this time everything was naturally. I mean, whatever we have right now, this was we had in the past also. In every generation, we had these kind of problems and everything, but the way we dealt with them was different. And right
Right,
now, we are going to social media for anything, but this is also a network of and the people.
right.
So people are the comparison has increased. Like people are comparing their situations with one another. So
Mm-hmm.
social media is impacting, and the generation gap, according to me, has come just because of social media.
Okay. I would just like to add one more thing over here, and I would like to know your point of view also on that. I think the ability to ask questions and the ability to answer questions also needs to be increased. But what I see in the surrounding is that you can say that the children have become more logically sound. Yeah, they're asking logical questions behind everything. Like initially everybody is trying as a child, everybody tries, but when they don't find the people who are actually answering their questions logically, with the same logic that they are asking the questions with, they are not finding people who are answering their questions with the same logic, then they start to get more inclined towards social media from wherever they are getting more information. Now they do not find a verified source from where they can verify the information, basically a genuine source they do not find. So that's the reason that they start following something random. I don't think by birth a child wants to be random, right? By birth a
Yes,
child wants to be diverted. Nobody wants to be, right? But gradually over the period of time, when we olders, the people who are older than them also don't care about what their questions naturally are. We feel like, okay, yeah, they are children, we believe in shutting them up. That's when they start to get more diverted towards social media, inclined towards social media. Do you think that the ability to ask questions also has to be developed, but also we need to develop the ability to answer their questions sometimes? What do you think about
yes,
this
ma'am.
aspect?
So I think this is related. We can say that this is similar to when we say that we see the shorts and shorts and some reels. So
Mm-hmm.
our learning time span has decreased. So
True.
that is also similar to this. Like whatever we are, they are trying to find the answers to their questions, and they think that they are logical questions, but sometimes they do illogical questions. Like if a girl is wearing short dresses and she is going outside in the public places, and she is saying that this is my right and it is in human right, but this is not we can't say that this is logical. So sometimes they need to question themselves that whatever we are asking, is it according to the society or according to the dignity of society? I-
Mm-hmm.
If we are ruining or not the dignity of society, we are maintaining or what we are doing. So they
Right.
need to question themselves. They just think that we want to be unique. We want to be
Mm-hmm.
unique, but they don't know in which manner.
Right.
So that is
I agree with that. Sometimes by doing such things, we basically want to follow somebody, as you mentioned initially. We want to be like somebody else, right? And that somebody else can be any random person. We feel like this is our own freedom and this is our own originality when we are doing things like that. But somewhere we need to introspect that this is something which is, in my mind, which has come in my mind through some random sources which I have been, subconsciously following. And that's not my original thought, right? When
Yes,
we
ma'am.
are able to introspect that time I think we are able to put logical questions. Otherwise, we are all
Yes,
influenced. The kids are also
yes, ma'am.
influenced.
And as Abhilash sir said, say always that we need to question ourselves that whatever we are doing, we are contributing or not. So we need
Mhm.
to keep this thing in our mind. We
Right.
should keep this.
Contribution is an important aspect. I agree.
Yes, ma'am. In which way we are contributing or
Correct. Whether we are contributing in the surroundings positively or negatively. What is going to
yes, ma'am.
add in the surroundings? Positivity or negativity by whatever I'm doing. Right? All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. And people are only following the those people who has name, fame, and money. So
Mm-hmm.
they think that, as I can say, I have an example like my brother
Mm-hmm.
who watches Trigger Insan, Fukra Insan, these kind of people, and he say that I want to become engineer. So engineer. So I asked him that why do you want to become an engineer? So he said I want to become an engineer. After that,
YouTube
I will
channel.
open my YouTube channel. So I said, for that, you don't need to be an engineer. So he said
Of course.
that I get influenced by them. They are
Mm-hmm.
also engineer and they have their own channel and they have money. So I said, this
This
is
is an
wrong.
influence thought.
But yes, ma'am. But he is too
Okay.
little. I can't explain.
Correct. All right.
Right.
That's your point of view. That's basically an observation that you have made by seeing your brother,
Yes,
right? Mm-hmm.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
One more question is there, which I can ask and would like to know your views about. Sometimes people feel, also they follow this, that fear is a very important element if you want to be disciplined, right? That's why as a child, I was, of course, having a slight bit of fear of my parents. Maybe my parents had more of it from their parents. These days, we see it getting decreased, right? And I think maybe there is a reason. This is the truth that yeah, fear is somehow important. That's why our parents were the most disciplined. Then means like in my family, if I'm seeing, my grandparents would have been more disciplined, I think, than my parents, and we are less disciplined than them. And the coming generation is even,
Yes,
lesser
ma'am.
in
Yes.
discipline. So, in that case, do you think fear is one important element, or if we know the real purpose, then I think fear is not important? How do you see this? Like, I have a complex thought regarding this in my mind. What are your views?
Yes, ma'am. So in this case, I have thought about it because matlab, our generation has some respect for our teachers and parents.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, kids are relating the respect factor with the freedom also. Like
Right.
if I am respecting you, you also need to respect me. And if someone is saying something, then the kids are thinking that uh, they are restricting us. They are not letting us do whatever we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the freedom factor, the respect factor, and the whatever they are getting influenced, these all come together,
All right. These are all interrelated. Mm-hmm.
interrelated. So because of this, they think that if I'm respecting, and one more thing, that respect is connected with the materialistic things also. Like
All right.
we are seeking respect in other things. So they are thinking that if someone is telling something, so they just think that he is giving us gyan.
Mm-hmm.
So these kind of terms are running in our surrounding. So these terms are ruining the mind of the kids.
Right. Right.
That's why
Mm-hmm.
they are not able to differentiate between what is respect. Respect has another level and another state, and the whatever they are getting influenced. This is the another thing, and the freedom factor is very different.
Right. They've
They are
basically
just
got
connecting all.
distorted definition of freedom,
Yes,
restriction,
ma'am. Huh.
discipline. They feel like discipline life is very boring. Yeah. These are some
Yes,
distorted
ma'am.
definitions that they have got in their mind because of which they are following something random. Right?
Huh.
Nice.
With with decreasing discipline, they are decreasing the respect also
Mm-hmm.
in
Correct.
our
Okay.
for teachers and for parents.
Right. Otherwise, fear, I think, is not a very important element, I guess. Because if you're driven by fear, it's not a long lasting motivation that you would get by fear. As much as you will be restricted by fear, that much you will have, a tendency to lose your temper when you will come into the surroundings where you will, have your own power. So maybe
Yes,
you'll
ma'am.
start doing
Yes,
stupid things when you suddenly get freedom. So fear is not a good motivator, I think so,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
So we can basically try to give them more sense of purpose to the kids as an older person or as a responsible person. I think if we have children in our surroundings, we better give them a sense of purpose which can save them to get diverted
Yes,
from
ma'am.
getting diverted, which can save them from
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
diverted. And that's what basically would be better for them instead of giving them a fear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice.
That is the main thing they want.
Right,
They
of
need.
course. That every human wants, I think. The sense of
Yes,
purpose,
ma'am.
right?
Huh.
Nice.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
was really a great conversation with you. Do you have something more to add?
No, ma'am.
It's good.
You have
All right.
asked everything.
Okay. So it was a good conversation, and your thoughts also taught me enough. And I hope it was fruitful for you also. Just as a teacher or
Yes,
as a
ma'am.
trainer, I would suggest that you have spoken well. Your thoughts are also very nice, and you are able to, elaborate them. You're good at elaborating. Just that all the sentence structures could be sometimes rephrased, and the grammatical errors that sometimes are there could be reformed gradually with practice. That comes with time. That's not a problem. Otherwise, it is really nice that you're able to, think from a different sort of point of view, and you're able to elaborate that also. So it was well done. Nice. Thanks for
Thank
joining.
you, ma'am.